Hello and welcome to the Pickup WNBA podcast. I'm your host, Cathryn Niker.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What's going on, everybody? Holy guacamole. Follow us on all of our social media accounts, the Pickup WNBA podcast, Instagram, YouTube. Those are the biggies. And you're really going to want to check that out because our bracket's live, baby. So join our NCAA Women's March Madness bracket. The Pickup has arrived. If you win, you get a league pass subscription from us.
If we have a league, if we have a W league, you will get a league pass subscription to that. So you can find the bracket link on our social medias. You can find it in the YouTube description, and you should also be able to find it on the description for this episode on Spotify, Apple, etc. So, what's this?
Let me say this. TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
TikTok. The doomsday clock is at 11, and just
maybe the launch of that app was the beginning of the doomsday of the world.
I think
you know.
But I feel like we have arrived at the end of the earth to start a TikTok, and we have. So we're putting up our videos there, and also the Pickup WNBA podcast on TikTok. So follow us there.
Shout out. Please do. And shout out to Freddie for running that show because I'm not active on the app for my own reasons.
I am not either, and that is evident. But also,
but we're trying. But
the Pickup is active.
The Pickup is active. Boom. Okay, so let's just take a moment to commiserate here. It's March 11th as the time we are recording this. This episode comes out on the 12th. It's 8:40 p.m. No deal, no official lockout has been announced, but they did not come to a deal after a very lengthy meeting that started at 5 p.m. yesterday and went to like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I think they took a break. I heard it also went to 5. Maybe I'm reading different sources.
Yeah, I heard 14 hours as well. So just marathon meeting is what I heard.
Yeah, well, regardless, a very lengthy meeting that did not conclude in a deal. I was confused by the 5 p.m. start time of it all. Maybe there's a real reason for that. But I find that odd. It's not a time of day going into the wee hours of the night where people have the freshest of minds. But I'm not sure if there was a reason for that. I don't know if it was like FIBA related. I don't think so. They did have the US played Senegal today, actually, and they won in a landslide, as some would expect. It was crazy. I think it was like 110 to like 40 something. So I don't know. I don't know why it started at 5 p.m., but it just the whole thing's ridiculous. Officially now, I would assume that the season will not start on time. Whether we are officially in a lockout, when the next meeting will be, is there a meeting today, tonight, overnight? I don't know. But that's just the latest that we have right now.
Yeah, so the most recent thing I just did a double check is the Toronto Star is telling us that after this marathon meeting, they have yet again resumed talks. So a couple of quotes out there are Engelbert saying, "We've got to get this deal done. We've got to get it done soon." She also mentioned that this deal needs to be done for like women's sports in general. And the major sticking points, surprise to no one, is revenue sharing, gross revenue, and then revenue before expenses, right? So we know what that's all about. Show us the books sort of thing. And then the other thing that is a sticking point, according to this article, is housing.
Oh, really?
So I didn't know that was a sticking point, but those two
I
things are
thought they had resolved the housing
me
situation
too.
because we read that a few weeks ago, that they were gonna, provide housing for players under a certain salary threshold, but maybe they didn't land on that after all.
Yeah. A couple other things from this article that I thought are just, sort of interesting. The April 7th and 8th is supposed to be the um, qualifying offers to players. And we've talked about this a bunch before, Catherine, but I've never actually seen this staggering number. So 80% of players um, are free agents.
We know this though.
I sorry, I knew it was a ton. I just didn't realize it was 80%. That is like just bonkers in so many ways. Yeah. So, and none of the players gave a comment after that marathon meeting that I saw. So NECA, Brianna,
They're
Alicia,
probably
Brianna.
told not to.
Yeah. So I'm sure they were kind of like just hunkering in. But man, this is a little bit dark. I hope it happens.
Yeah, I do too. I think we all hope it happens. So I don't know, just standing by, really. That's all we can do at this point. But let's move on to some happier stuff,
Yeah,
Freddie.
I like that.
We're nearing March Madness here, which is always an exciting time.
It is.
And, I'm sure for people who are, fans of March Madness, we decided to profile two players here today who will not be new to you at all. But we've been going through players in the mock draft, and we were like, okay, we have not taken a moment to celebrate the dominance of players this season who are not in the mock draft. So we both picked one each. And Freddie, why don't you go first?
I will start with yeah, I feel like it's going to be a surprise to no one but Sarah Strong of UConn. So yeah, just really really dominant year. She's killing it in a lot of ways. Um so she's the only player since 2009 to average at least 18 points while shooting 60% from the field, 43% from three, and 87% from the free throw line in a single season. So
Wow.
that's just like a pretty wild efficiency going down. She's also a big advanced metric leader. So she leads the entire nation in multiple advanced analytical categories. So player efficiency, PER for my nerds out there, win shares 7.7, and win shares per 40 minutes. So she is like very, 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 very efficient. And then she's also a defensive, she's a defensive monster. She's super dominant. And yeah, she's a Big East player of the year, defensive player.
She's projected to win player of the year for the
Yeah,
whole
so
tournament.
yeah, so I'm very much picking the favorite here. Um, and I think the big takeaway here that sometimes gets lost in like raw numbers is when you are on a dominant team and you don't have to play major minutes because you just blow teams out all the time. Sometimes your numbers don't really look as good as they could be. So I did a little this is per her hoop stats, a little searching for her projected numbers if she was in like basically like playing around 40 minutes a night, which you would assume she would be as we get into the tournament. So her numbers kind of built up from that, right? She's playing 26 minutes a game roughly. Are could be 28 points a game, 11 and a half rebounds a game, 6.5 assists, 4.9 steals, which this is why you can't just stack numbers up because she's not going to average 5 steals. But regardless, I think it's just an example of her efficiency. Like she's just absolutely destroying people within her minutes that she has. So yeah, also really crushing it against other top level competition, which is big. She's gonna. If you don't know Sarah Strong, I mean, you're probably not watching that much.
No, but you're about to. Like, I think there's
Yeah,
a
you're
lot of
about to. Exactly.
people who tune into this once a year, right? Like,
Yeah.
I know we have some listeners who are some diehards, and they're probably like, "Why are you talking about these people?" But there's a lot of people who tune in every March and are still learning who's who. So I
Yeah.
feel like, and if you're already super familiar, it's why not have a bit of a refresher, or maybe there was a stat there that you didn't know before. But yeah, I mean, Sarah Strong, she's having a phenomenal year. um UConn is probably heavily favored, if not UCLA. Like, I feel like they're in the mix to win it all back to back, and then they'll be in the mix again next year, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
I decided to profile Audi Crooks today. I feel like it's probably, we've probably gone way too long before talking about
I was
Audi
thinking that.
Crooks. But it's high time that we do it. And sorry, I have too many tabs open. Just give me a second here. So here's the thing with Audi Crooks, plays for Iowa State. She is averaging 25 and a half points per game, 7.8 rebounds, and 64.7% field goal percentage. Her dominance is absolutely incredible. Um, she's a 6'3" center. I actually dived a bit into her backstory.
Ooh.
Uh,
Okay.
her father passed away when she was 16,
Hmm.
and that's like a big part of like her motivation, her mantra. She wears 55 because her dad wore 55. Both her parents wore the number 55. They were elite high school players. So she comes from a basketball family. As well, Audie Brooks is a larger woman, and she talked about her weight in an interview that I found. And a lot of people, they go after her for her looks, and she has a very bright and positive attitude towards this. Not that, she basically said, like, "Look, like, God gave me this body, and it's gotten me this far, and that's what matters." And I was like, "Hell yeah." I'm really, really, like, grateful that she has such a positive, like, whatever attitude about it. I saw an interview with her mom where her mom started crying because she was so sad that Audie Crooks, sorry, gets bullied as she
Hmm.
does. But Audie's really strong, obviously physically, but also mentally, emotionally. She's a very strong person. So I think, like, the cool thing about her is that she's obviously going to be a force when she's in the W, which would be next year, I assume. This is her third year. But also, like, she's a generational talent. You know, the her comp is Shaq, because there isn't a female comp for her. Like,
I love that.
it's not Brittany Griner necessarily, or other like famous big centers that we've had. It's a different type of dominance. And obviously she dominates in the paint. She does have a mid-range shot. It's not something she relies on, but it's there. She doesn't create her own shots. She's not a shot creator. She definitely needs to be paired with guards that get her the ball where she needs it, but they're obviously doing that at a very high efficiency rate. She had a 47-point game this season, and she had a second 43-point game this season where she got 43 points in 20 minutes. Like, it's mind-boggling what she is achieving out here. So, I
Also, an
mean,
efficiency monster. We picked two
yeah.
efficiency monsters.
Yeah. And, like, when they go into the pros, that number might take a bit of a hit, but you're starting so high that, like, you're always gonna have a high efficiency rating. Like, it's incredible. Like, I'm just so, so impressed with this, like, you know new generation of women's basketball. It's just incredible.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think people who I know who have been kind of like tuned into the W around the same time as Caitlin, Angel, and now Paige, they're excited, but I think for us, we admittedly, right, we're always sort of playing a little bit of catch up when it comes to the NCAA and our W focused. But I think the longer we are plugged in, the more we sort of know these college narratives, because you get to know top prospects, and it's just not slowing down. Like, the
No.
talent coming into the league is so wild. Like this, of course, it's centered
Like
around.
next year they'll have Juju as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just so, like, the talent is just absolutely insane, and the league is just. I keep telling people like that Caitlin's the tip of the iceberg, and like I
Mm.
really mean that. I don't say that from like a delusional place. Just from a story perspective, I went all stats on you, but I think I'd be remiss to say that I love a bilingual player, and Sarah Strong grew up for the first 10 years of her life in Spain, and is
Oh,
fluent in
cool.
Spanish. She's also American and French citizenship, and both parents athletes. And her mom, Allison Feaster, played in the WNBA.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
It's all good, Freddie, that you went all, full stats on us there. I think Audi, Crooks, and like her story, like just the research let me down that path. You know what I mean? Like it just was natural
yeah.
for it to go there. Um, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Just at least we have this. If we don't have a W season, at least we have
At
this.
least we have this, people.
Okay, let's
And at least we have each other.
we have each other.
Uh,
Uh okay, Freddie, I think it's already time
it is time
for
for the
your
F.
fun question.
So FFQ, here we go. Um, so my FFQ, sorry, I had too many tabs open, and I went to read it, and I was having computer problems before me and Catherine started this,
Oh
and
yeah,
I was
brutal.
just looking at like my computer is broken. I'm like, that's not the FFQ. What the? Uh, so here is the FFQ. The season is on the brink, but you have to give a speech. So you're at the end of one of these marathon meetings, and everyone's about to go home, right?
Mm.
And you, Catherine Niker, or me, Freddie Rivas, or you, listener, it's like someone just like pushes you in the back, and they're like, "Fucking save the day, go off, say something, say something," and then then this is your moment, this is your speech. So like, I
Oh.
want to hear it. I want to just like, what are you gonna say? How are you gonna get this done?
It's a great question, but this is not my area of expertise. I am like the kind of person where like even if I accomplish something in my own life, I'm like, dying it down a bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yes.
always like I'm not a hype man. I am like the opposite. I'm like what's the name of that character in Winnie the Pooh, the like little sad donkey?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I, I I
that's
don't know
me.
who the sad donkey is, but I know.
Yeah, that's me. Like
Yeah.
that is the general energy that I'm bringing. And it's like you're asking that sad donkey to give an inspiring speech, which is still
Eeyore.
possible. Eeyore, thank you.
I shall be. How did I not know that? I shall be calling you ER from now on. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean it's true though.
Well, what would ER do?
I think Eeyore would go in a little timid
Yeah, I
and
hope so. That's sort of
and
ER's bag.
yeah, and then would just kind of quietly like look over at the billionaires, kind of
Okay.
like bat your eyes a little bit
Okay. You have my
and
attention.
and just be like, come on, you have it though, right?
I love it.
I think you have it though. I think somewhere, if you look deep down, you'll find the money. You have it. You have it. And I think, you just got to find it, but it's there. It's like when you have to dig deep and find like your strength or your courage, they just got to dig deep and find that money.
Camera pans out.
Yeah, if it was really up to me personally,
Room is silent.
let's say I have like, I would hope I have some sort of unlimited budget and I would just hire Kamala Harris. Like,
Okay, wait. Here,
that's
okay,
my actual, but if I have to actually deliver it, then
No,
I'm
but
putting on my
this,
best Eeyore.
this is it though. You go in as Eeyore, you deliver that.
And then
Camera pans out, right? Pans back
Kamala
in.
Harris
One owner is
there.
just texting. Another owner is like single tier. Everyone's like, "Is that it?" And then it's just sort of like, big like fireworks come in. Harris pops out. She's got like some sick pantsuit thing. And she pops in. Maybe you two do a dance routine, a little do-si-do.
A do-si-do.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then it's like, but it's like a 1-2 punch. Like you thought you were getting Eeyore, you're getting Harris,
you could go Michelle Obama too, but Kamala I think has like a lawyer background.
Honestly,
Maybe Michelle does too. Maybe Michelle does also.
I bet you Michelle does.
Yeah, they probably both do.
Why not both?
Why not both? Maybe that's what it takes. Maybe it will take both of them. But anyway. That's what I would do, I think. Freddie. Give us your moment. I know you've thought this out and you're gonna act this out as the actor that you are.
See,
are you gonna clown or are you gonna dress as a clown? That's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah. Here's where me
is there a lamb chop puppet involved?
Here's where me and you are
very
the
different?
same.
Oh.
But also different.
Okay.
So have I thought this out? The answer to that is no.
Okay.
Okay. But here's the difference between me and you. I'm in the moment and I'm like, fuck, I got to do something. So I go in there. The players are looking at me. The owners are looking at me. I have a moment. I look around. They're like, I can tell. They're like, who's this guy? He has no business being here. How does he somehow have the floor in this moment?
And what are you wearing? This is important for you. Like, what's the clown outfit?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll just yes and that. I am dressed as a clown. Okay. So I wasn't planning on dressing like a clown, but just as a visual, like that's striking, right? So I'm a full fucking clown.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought it was a detail we confirmed, and then I wanted to know
it's
more.
All good. No, I have, and Cathryn brought up lamb chop. I do some puppetry, and I often use a store-bought lamb chop. And let's just go for it. I have 2 lamb chops on my hand. For no reason. Okay. So I'm in clown, 2 lamb chops on my hands. Like security's like, I'm waiting for this guy to like do one thing before I tackle him. So here's what I do. I look around and I just soak in the moment and I'm like, what do you want? What do you want right now? Do you want me to be a clown? Is that what you want? And then everyone's like, I honestly don't know what I want because I don't know you. And I hop up on the table. Okay.
Wow.
Because I'm like, listen, security is gonna come get me. So I better like do something cool. And I'm like, first of all, I'm a bit scared that I'm on top of the table.
You're scared.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's been freaked out. Like that's what the energy is, right? That's what it's like to be with me. And then, I'm looking around, and then I just start saying like movie quotes.
Which ones?
Like, whatever I could think of. I'm like, stay gold, pony boy. And then I'm like,
is that a movie?
Yeah, Outsiders. Right? and then I'm like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
God. Yeah.
And then I'm like, bust out some Austin Powers, like, I like gold. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really
You
just
and
like,
the gold.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what's on the brain, right? And then I'm like, Foxy, Cleopatra. Like, I'm really just sort of,
Oh my god.
I'm pulling out, anything.
You're quoting specifically the third Austin Powers.
Yeah. So people are like, this guy's tripping.
I mean,
That's
real talk, like if you walked into that room dressed as a clown, they would assume you have a gun and tackle you immediately.
totally.
Like you're
Honestly,
not,
I would be dead by this point. Okay?
you would be dead. Yeah.
But in this
Yeah, they don't
scenario,
they like that's America.
yeah,
You're dead. Here
yeah.
you might have a chance to live.
But they
You might
might
live to
also
tell a story.
assume that they'll be dead if they come at me the wrong way, right? You got 2 lamb chops on my hands. So when I run out of movie quotes, I'm like, who am I? And then someone will probably pipe in and be like, we don't fucking know. And then that's when I'm like, that's right. You don't know.
That's when I'm like, please don't tell them you're Freddie Rivas of the Pickup WNBA podcast.
And that's where you're wrong. Because that's what I do. I say I am a meek podcaster. Okay. I am from
Speak
Canada.
for yourself.
Okay.
Meek.
I am meek podcaster, but the other podcaster, she's in the other room. She won't even come in. Her name, she's like
Her name's Eeyore.
Her name's Eeyore. And listen, we need this podcast. Okay, we need this season. We need it for our other podcasts.
We will run out of content.
And the women of the world need this. I look at Engelbert, I'm like, get your fucking shit together. You know what I mean? I look at Brianna Stewart, I'm like, Stewie, you're actually sick. I remember when you did that tweet thing, that was hype. And then I just started getting like starstruck, and then at that point I'm tackled, and then I'm just sort of like, please do a season and don't be greedy. The end.
Fun times.
Yeah.
And then you're dragged out into the hallway, and that's where I see you with Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama.
Yeah, and I'm like, will your friends use the power to save me? And then you're probably like, I'm not with him.
No, I don't know if I go that far. I think I would try to help you.
Thank you.
I would try. Wild. This is what the league has brought us to.
Yeah.
Look, if there's a proper lockout, we might have to watch those documentaries finally.
My more doc coming up. There's actually so many docs. Like
there's so many now.
We do have a lot of material that we owe our
friends. There's a Maya Moore doc. There's a Candace Parker doc. There's a Sue Bird doc.
There's
probably more.
There's a
is there a Taurasi doc?
Yeah, Taurasi. I was about to say.
Oh, there's a Brittany Griner doc, of course.
Yeah, come on now.
That's like 6 weeks worth of documentaries.
Hot docs. Okay?
We've got 6 weeks worth of documentaries if we don't have a season.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, we have content till June, everyone. We have content till June. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there. Thank you everyone for listening and tuning in. As always, please remember to like and subscribe. We do have an active TikTok now, late to the game, but better late than never. So please check us out there. Find the link to our bracket on social media at the Pickup WNBA pod and join us and let's have a fun March Madness. Why not?
Let's do it.
Thank you, everyone. Catch you next time.
Peace. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.